So we've all been guilty of procrastinating, and sometimes exams creep up faster than you expect. So in this video, I'll be going over some of the best revision techniques that I recommend if your mocks are only days or weeks away. Sometimes it's time constraints or other things that can deter you away from revision, but using all these revision techniques that I talk about will help you get back on track. So tip number 1 is make a plan. Knowing what to do beforehand will help you out massively. I recommend making a list of your weakest areas and allocating time for each, so you have enough time to go over them and revise to get top grades. Something I also recommend is making a timetable. The retrospective timetable can be quite good here, but I don't recommend making one as sometimes it takes a bit too much time. Instead, what you could do is make a list of your weakest areas on a sticky note for you to cross off as you go over them. That's an old technique, but quite a good one. So tip number 2 is to use active revision method. So active recall and spaced repetition should still reign supreme when you revise, even last minute, and 1000 times will get you better grades than if you just reread the textbook. Use online resources like physics and maths tutor for condensed notes and printable flashcards, and then do so many past papers and questions, as many as you can, to actually learn the content and practice it. Past papers will help you out the most here, and I cannot stress this enough. Using active revision methods will actually make sure you learn the content in time for exam day. Something I also recommend is watching YouTube videos on the topics you don't really understand, and that really helps. Finding this video useful, then consider subscribing. We're so close to reaching 500 subscribers, and then we unlock the community tab, which will help you guys contribute for future videos. Thanks for all your support, but now let's get back onto the revision techniques. Number 3, focus on the weakest areas. Don't have a lot of time left until mocks. Remember that if you focus on the things you're really good at, that won't be that helpful at all. Sure, you should refresh your brain of those topics, but instead focus on things you're not so good at so you can get better marks in the longer run. For example, let's say you don't really understand Pythagoras' theorem. That will be more helpful for you to go over than instead of doing linear sequences that you've done 1,000 times before. Another revision tip I have for you, which kind of comes under the same umbrella, is that if you find one subject easier than another, go focus on the subject that you don't really understand. All this does sound like common sense, but you'll be surprised to know how many people hate going over their weaker topics or subjects, including me. It's not exactly fun or nice to revise when you don't understand something, but stick with it and you'll see that it does get easier. Revision technique number 4, ask your friends for help. Still don't understand something? Go ask your friends how to do it. It's so much nicer to have a big group study session over Discord instead of just revising by yourself, and you'll see that sometimes it's more beneficial for you when you revise in a big group instead of just by yourself. So revising with friends and kind of getting tutored, it's nicer because you know the person and you can ask more questions and be more comfortable with them. Teaching and being taught by friends or other people in general kind of comes under something called the Feynman technique. Haven't talked about it much on this channel, but let me know if you'd like to see a video on it. So tip number 5 is, let me check. Tip number 5 is know the basics. So I know I've said before that you should focus on your weakest areas. Honestly, if you don't know the basics of that subject, then kind of game over. For example, in chemistry, the moles calculation is very important for quite a lot of the subject because that will help you get more marks throughout the paper instead of just in one topic. So tip number 6, block out distractions. So social media, procrastination, family noise, all of this can be quite distracting, and for some more than others. Something I really recommend is keeping your phone away from when you're revising, because it's so annoying when those notifications come up and you really want to check them. Give it to your parents or put it under the covers so you don't get distracted by it, and don't forget to silence your notifications. So tip number 7 and the last tip is to stay healthy and stay motivated. Grades, no matter how much pressure there is on you, which if that's the case I feel for you, are not like the end all and everything of life. Eating, sleeping, taking good breaks, these things will really help you actually do much better instead of just cramming for revision. Try to keep a good balance between those two things, manically studying and taking breaks. If you do those things well using effective techniques like active recall, will actually do so much better than if you just don't sleep trying to revise overnight. Main thing to take away here is sleeping, eating and taking breaks is essential for good revision, and also being motivated, which is so much easier said than done. I'm gonna make a video on how to stay motivated in the future. It's coming soon. Look out for that. Remember that all of this will be worth it in the long run, so good luck. Thanks for watching this video, and let me know if these tips helped you guys out. The channel's been doing great recently, and we're so close to 500 subs, which will unlock the community tab. But for now, please like, share, comment and subscribe, and comment down below any future video ideas that you guys would like to see. And I'll see you guys next week with a brand new video. Bye for now. Yay, I finished filming the video. That took me ages. Bye.